new day has come for Africa. A festival of sight and can-do spirit. Linking wealth, rich philosophies and cultures. A celebration of ingenuity across the lands and sands, brimming with intellect, talent and gifted hands for change. For the Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021. Africa comes home this December.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please, with standing ovation, let us welcome Africa's most prolific inventor, the Star of Africa, Professor Emeritus Dr. Engineer Kwadwo Sapor.
I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
We all want a united Africa. United not only in our concept of what unity connotes, but united in our common desire to move forward together in dealing with all the problems that can best be solved only on a continental basis.
We think how we can develop our country, and therefore we will train our youth so that when they grow, they will be useful to the nation.
Welcome to the Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021, a grand celebration and reflection of our past 50-year journey. Yamamakwaba, the Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021. Yedi imfie edu numunku nimdie ni akwantu nimu nepa.
Later in history, we've forgotten the faces of our past. The pharaohs of Egypt, the Shiva of Ethiopia, the mighty Shaka of Zulu, Master Kantanka of Man, feminine soldiers of Gaddafi. Our paradigms did not shift, but it transformed into a new attitude. Black is a spirit that flows, distinguished not, but always finds a new womb. Pity our belly that flows. We have witnessed the rise of empires, monarchs, kingdoms, civilization. Today, we leave history as a testament of truth, thrills of the arrange and melancholy of the love. We brought language, we brought marriage, we brought palanquins, not carriage, not by horses, but our feet have tasted the breath of the sons of pilgrimage. We are the civilization you came to learn, but what did we earn? Buried libraries of our fathers, missing lines in our palms, nothing left but relics, shines, and abundant country.
We seek for something we do not know where to find or how to find. Going round in circles and missing the starting point.
I look around me and I used to see no hope for a better Africa. I look around me and I used to see no hope for a better Africa. Drowning in the fears of my washed brain, bleeding out from spears of self-doubt.
ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu.
Put your hands together for Amazebra.
kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu.
Emeritus Professor Apostle Kwejosafo Kantanka, leader of the Christo Asafo Mission, Nana Kwejosafo Akofina, management and staff of the Christo Asafo Mission of Ghana, dignitaries invited, men and women in uniform, exhibitors from Ghana and the rest of Africa, friends from the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you. I bring you cool Harmattan greetings of peace in this season of Christmas. I feel highly honored and humbled by the invitation to chair this great event. I'm very pleased to be part of this event, and I believe we all are. And we look forward to witness very interesting exhibitions this afternoon. I will make my speech very brief so that we can move on. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in 2017, Her Excellency, Madame Christine Lagarde, then Managing Director of IMF, in a speech delivered at UNECA, that is United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, in Addis Ababa, noted that technologies of all kinds need public-private partnerships to succeed. It is for this reason that in our country, just a few weeks ago, the Vice President launched the TVET strategies to move us forward. And I'm happy to have also heard that the Director General of CTVET is here. The connection between developing technologies by private individuals and the creation of appropriate environment by government is necessary to make Africa, and particularly Ghana, surge forward in developing technologies which we need for the 21st century, and as we move more into ICT and artificial intelligence. This afternoon, I'm happy to be part of all of us. I bring you greetings once again from the Accra Technical University, and I look forward to the wonderful exhibitions this afternoon. We've already witnessed very beautiful opening performance. Kudos to the organizers. We say well done. And for all those who left their offices, homes, to join us this afternoon, we say thank you very much, and you are welcome. As has already been said, just relax and enjoy the program. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate that I'm privileged to be part of this year's event. Exactly 2 years ago, I was the chairman, and the vice president of our dear country was a guest of honor. Little did I expect that I would be invited to come back just after 2 years. I say thank you very much for the honor done me. The organizers of this event have done a yeoman's job. I'm very impressed with the organization, and I believe that exciting moments await us a few minutes from now. Once again, I wish the organizers and all the exhibitors the very best. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and I take this opportunity once again to wish all of us a Merry Christmas and a happy 2022. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I'm here to welcome everybody on behalf of General Emeritus Professor Engineer Producer. I know a lot of people will be wondering, can you fit in the shoes of Papa? No way. I'm just hovering around Papa's shoes. Papa, I'm honored. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all once again. Mr. Chairman, members of Diplomatic Corps, ministers of state, members of parliament, academia, invited dignitaries, the clergy, our friends from the media, all protocol duly observed. It is a great honor to see you all gathered here today to mark the climax of my 50 years journey and the beginning of our point of inflection, where I envision greater possibilities of the future of Africa. It has been a journey of toils and struggles, being a preacher who preaches not only the salvation to heaven, but also the emancipation of the mind, the redemption of the Black through science and technology, and the spiritual awakening of the Black man about the existence of a divine power of great potential in us, which must be harnessed for the development of Africa and our planet at large. With such a mission, many have been those who did not believe in my philosophy of the true and divine religion of the only one God. Yet, despite the agony mankind put me through, amidst the military brutality and public ridicule, I never gave up because I knew my calling and the mission I was sent to accomplish on earth. We are here today to begin a course that will put the continent at a pedestal of great possibilities. It is the beginning of a time where I call to unite our continent, Africa. If not for geographical and political unity, for the unity that will bring our God-given potentials together for a festival of hope and a festival for development. I hereby seize the opportunity to make this call for once. Let's unite Africa to solve our own problems. For we shall be the greatest together, a unity that will foster civilization that no man has ever witnessed on earth. This is my mission, and this is my dream. Yea, ne me botaye, yea, ne madaye song. I welcome you all here and thank you for making a point to support the dream. Today, I call it our African dream. Especially each and everybody who made it a time out of your busy schedule to honor my invitation. Medamwase damwase. Medamwase ensa. Medamwase osana. We will be greatest together. Long live Ghana, long live Africa. Thank you so much and welcome once again.
Take a look at us. We are from Africa.
Every great story has a beginning. This is ours.
Lifting the hope of Africa. Proving to the world we are capable.
And now there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
a bold leader with an even more bold affirmation. Ghana, the first African country to achieve political independence from European colonialists, was leading the way as the role model to fellow African states on what it can achieve if it's united for change. The country adopted the Black Star of Africa in its international colors, representing Ghana's eternal role as a guide and leading example for total African liberation. 1980. A young Ghana at age 23, already broke and in a state of financial decline. Cocoa production had fallen with close to 30% loss in GDP in the last decade alone. Ghana had suffered 3 coups d'etats. Dr. Nkrumah was dead. He had been for almost a decade. And for many Ghanaians, so was the dream of African unity for development. The masses who could afford traveled to Europe. The rich grew richer, while the poor sank even deeper. Ghana could hardly help itself. Shining light for the rest of the continent was out of the question. But when all seemed lost, a new kind of leader rose. This one had nothing to do with politics. Apostle Kwadwo Safo was a slim preacher from the Ashanti region of Ghana whose church was barely a decade old. The New Christo Asafo Church was a group of organized young believers who aggressively attended to matters of patriotism. They had adopted the motto, service to mankind, service to God, and lived a life of spirituality, charity, and farming for the poor and needy. Apostle Safo aggressively began the agenda to donate clothes, maize, palm nut, plantains, and other organic foodstuff to the vulnerable in society. No other church, not even government, had such an annual initiative at the time. It was here that the first annual charity exhibition of Ghana was born. But the exhibition was not solely about food. Apostle Safo advocated that Ghanaians, and all Africans for that matter, needed to return to the prestige of the identity, our food, our language, our clothing, and the great cultural practices unique across Africa.
America for 750 million population. 20 million. And so 5% chese. And the parliament is the best. And a aircraft for. Yay, come here, say, a move at your watchery and an aircraft for. Ye hiano, it's your person. And then Naba. But from now, the city of Banua was it Obaninia would never come with Chile. Now, so I don't have yet. The Korani now would did what 2 years to her because again, and yet.
The third Christo Asafo annual charity exhibition held in Accra was dedicated to creating awareness on the many nutritional benefits and values of Ghana's maize. The apostle prepared 25 recipes of meals prepared from maize. These included cornbread, corn cake, corn donut, corn wine or akasa, awiesu, apapransa, edibi, osino kinki, fanti kinki, ga kinki, porridge, akapintin, and many others, including corn soup, a bronquai. He ventured into all these and more to teach the youth that Africa too had greatness and that we should take pride in who we are and what we eat. Thus, it was alright to be black and proud.
What do you know? Metegana, who besides a photo? And now, no, Victoria Road, or what you say, says, and you always decide to obey Hallelujah.
Bechem School for the Day, 20 bucks. Kumasi Children's Home, 20 bucks.
Millions of CDs have been donated in cash and kind to hospitals, children's homes, prisons, rehabilitation centers, Ghana's Boston Institute, and many individuals in need since the annual exhibition was started. This made the church popular
beyond the 80s and gained Apostle Safo the nickname Father of the Needy and Poor. Many crippled individuals have wheelchairs and hand-reading tricycles thanks to exhibitions over the years. However, Apostle Safo did not stop at philanthropy. The annual show, originally geared at a self-sustaining Ghana and Africa, ventured into technology. This immediately caught national attention as the term pastor and tech innovator are rarely used in the same context. But for Apostle Safo, founder of the Christo Asafo mission, the move was for neither fame nor to lay claim to the invention of others.
No, obi esu say obi esu e say obi no obi anyamwa ana technology so obi anya bi wa enti ye no ba nyina yakra ni yakra no ba nyina na so be so onye skai na be nya no wai eno man so yakra no so ba no so eno ma da fridge dada enti ati hey ye fridge ni entumi nya bi
The expo continues to grow under the belief that poverty, unemployment, and especially the surge of street children can be reduced if innovation is given the right push.
Abemfo nsense ma make mo ti afema so ase me bo anso a ko hesitating na andam na akotom na ntensa enti ya mo wera wo se mo amoma ne mo nananom omo to kana nkonso doctor mo tom apple piki emiu enti ena yen me beboa me so me beboa ama saade no ye yie firi ho enye sika mu na mo ye beba nipa na adwene ara dada no bebeye.
The annual Christo Asafo exhibitions have pushed to show Africans all over the world that we can also have the can-do spirit. Africa does not always have to be associated to poverty. We can think and innovate for change. Year in, year out, the preacher innovator has called out, yet most often he is not heeded.
Any nine I'm the best and now my say I bring this way a honey any which my sense so a hasa any 309. That's a better 450. Come on, Nakabe. Come on, Nakabe. That's a million before. I'm talking to me. Yeah, but so you say, now go to no so at us. But I beg. Oh, I know so I so catch a lot of area and could yet another report in the Ancochino. I'm going to move the puppet. I can't tell you to leave some important happen to her. Yo. And so, brother, very affordable. Bissau, a nipper and Pim, a do you look about first. And people do no bad, and people do so bad. Me and Cassandra Cotton Macodiga. Men no and move your off. I'll play a two. What do you bisa? Your hair and half Captain Ushat. Some of our American Cabins was. And yet, and so very for alcohol. What did this sound? Couldn't knock with the and you remember the call and a pack. Call, me know, next time I'm cooking. No, but I don't hear what let me say the call. Adibiano abroni no mitimiye enti o man anya hwe mumye anya hone amoa na ye ni sunkunim na gana hanso nye de me de me botaa no samoso mo boboa man e be see yi in the whole Africa Ghana future I just say obeja ha o meka sasa obi amoa ana we mi nko me sika so entimi nye sanity.
He has challenged the African race beyond third world mentality.
Third world. Want to menu sir. Third world. It is an opportunity. Maybe a third world. Manifest.
Yeni a ombeto yenye wa hano. Omuka chese yeni etoso miensa. Yeni etoso miensa. Nanso apreso. Omo kasa ye third world for. Me say eja wajo. Third world.
He has not given up. He keeps calling for a change in the memorization-based education curriculum to what he calls a practical education. He has shown a willingness time and again to serve.
Practical education. Why ye? No to me yes ho. And this awo kasa, o to be gina bibi so. Na oka. And say da bia be kasa sa, ne abotwe ne asasa. Hwenu to kuya wo memu bebrebe. Am just adesua no. Anso na enkoyie papa. Ene ne mpanimfo masampa. Mo me ensesa no. Nye hwani ehu se, yen so ama bi firi omu krom. E ba ha. No ma be hia bi ana so ma be to bibi afiri e ho. Yetumi to afrage dada se ka han fage yeto. Broni wa yeto. Oya asase ye fertilizer yeto. Ne da bia di asodie, ye di mu obi se obi na enye ne ye no mpam to hwan na enye ne ye. Inya so wadusiam education. Say ada de me na ata. Say yes ye pe Mali engine a ship wa e engine you starting kitwa bi say a yes ye pe plane engine aircraft a you starting kitwa bi say a we one tokra no better 50 to 60 million. We me enya me bo ho ka jama 2.5 million. That day we me am kase ye bra be hese ma cho mi din wa ha bra. Oba kase mbo ba he. Me be say hu na agidi hwetire ha he nana. Na he we u de twen. No mu hwetire ha eni koyesa kantanka. Ma nani we nyina wa ha. Okay, nye piano what mu piano de pelati no wa yire no ho. Nye bie school su bebrebe ma no. Mama me kola bebre me chewe se dabi ana broni de subject biaba ana broni de another bibi biaba wan on de onu krom na wo krom no apam ne se onko no de ade papa bebre wo anuanom se kamba boami ami a chechire Ghana anka beye me makoma so ade.
Many dignitaries have visited the Kustasafo exhibitions.
Na so obian to asamo ase a men kwa asafo mbi ha se de me to asamo ase se obebo Ghana
and me want dream kakra me want dream ma a shelling crying o si ni ayehu President is Abehu. Now, Minister of Science, Technology Abehu. I say, yeah, my assistant.
Mekoso ebo apostle Kojosafo Abaso. Kwacha we ache Ghana for asem hia kese. Se pass nkoso a yehwe no bebo memua. Na nema oye o dead no. Enema enyina ase dia ho tintachire enema na piano na yeyi. Ese akase ebo modern ye gina ye na so wo Ghana. Nye nam ne esese nema ewa amonone no enye fe emfata ye nye sa enu Nyankopon ebo ye se Ghana for ye beye. Ne se ba ye ba bijaya na kire se ya akasa no ye be boa ye ho ne nyema asese ye ye no ansa de be fi akra no afra amonone de aba ya akasa no etumi aye make Ghana beyond Ghana beyond ni chase no. We have to be self-sufficient. We have to stand on our own feet. And we're going to be able to do that when we are masters of technology, like Apostle Kojosafo is trying to be for us to be. In your opinion, also
the exhibition shows have seen their share of criticism, some positive, others not so, with the introduction of social media taking brutal turns at times on the founder's vision. But the annual exhibition has evolved beautifully.
Intimida munyina mwase se Kojosafo akofana. Ya no ha se kakofana. Am se so ni meduanafo a obehu de ete. Aduanafo no a efresu munya no. Ka be hu akofana. Atese wa kwasrafo mu ne ya ka obi a okon pa panini. Entiane me ma woro mata de na hye no na mo ye wie we ne sa akɔhye mu a ade foforo na ebe no ɔyɛ nyina no na me kyekye no kɔgye afesi a ya betena se a kase ona ayeye me de mo nya ma me ba no anyi mani wu.
The vision is to build a self-sustaining tech research hub in the sub-region responsive to the daily problems and societal challenges that may rise. The future beyond 2020 demands that Ghana and Africa fortify ourselves in programming and coding, artificial intelligence, robotics, green energy, plastic technology, safer and faster transport systems, but most importantly, the use of machines to make life easier.
This is our story of 41, a continuous love story to Africa's genius and the story of hope from generation to generation. Experience the new digital age as under the guidance of the founder Apostle Safo and leader Nana Kwadwo Safo Akofena, we enter a new frontier of advanced robotics, software engineering, artificial intelligence and more. An all-African tech exhibition welcoming innovators in Ghana and across the continent to unite through technology. A space to demonstrate your innovative abilities. This will be an annual science fest and the celebration of Africa's young and great tech minds, while solving our problems using local ingenuity and creativity.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Vladimir Entridanso, Professor, to talk about Kantanka's philosophy reflections. Applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Apostle Engineer Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka, Nana Akofena, little did you know that I'm also a Duana. Colleagues from the academia, members of parliament, if they're here, members of the diplomatic corps, Nime, Name, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it has always been very gratifying to be part of this program for the past 35 years. And before I go ahead, I would like to crave your indulgence, Mr. Chairman, to ask for a standing ovation for Apostle Dr. Engineer Kwadwo Safo. Yes. I asked for this because little did I know that I was coming to meet something I have already written about. I was only given the topic. And I saw the topic in sync with Africa's Agenda 2063. That when Africa had occasion to celebrate 50 years of independence, they decided on a journey and where Africa wants to be in 2063. And here we have been shown our socio-historical, socio-cultural, and developmental journey from times of old through independence to today. Kwadwo, my little brother, thank you very much for doing that. You may not understand why I call him my little brother, because I'm the firstborn of the Apostle Engineer Dr. Kwadwo Safo. Our path crossed somewhere 35 years ago. And he has always been a mixture of awe, inspiration, mentorship, and guidance to me, and I believe to most of you too. The topic given me was Apostle Engineer Dr. Kwadwo Safo's philosophy for developing Africa through science, technology, and innovation. And as I said already, when I was given the topic, my mind went to Africa's Agenda 2063, a blueprint for Africa's development direction up to 2063, when Africa shall have been 100 years old. And here are some of the aspirations from Agenda 2063. 7 aspirations. 1, a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. An integrated continent. 2, politically united based on the ideals of Pan-Africanism and the vision of Africa's renaissance. 3, an Africa of good governance, democracy, respect for human rights, justice, and the rule of law. 4, a peaceful and secure Africa. 5, an Africa with a strong cultural identity, common heritage, values, and ethics. 6, an Africa whose development is people-driven, relying on the potential of African people, especially in women and youth, and caring for children. 7, and the last, Africa as a strong, united, resilient, and influential global player and partner. Professor Chair, you would realize that what we were shown contains almost everything that Africa is now thinking about. Something Apostle Engineer Dr. Kojo Safo has mentioned already, the unity of Africa, Pan-Africanism, Africa's development in the hands of Africans. So I'm very happy that the topic suited this, and we have been shown this already. Clearly then, Agenda 2063 is the blueprint and master plan for transforming Africa into the global powerhouse of the future. It is the strategic framework for delivering on Africa's goals for inclusive and sustainable development, and is a concrete manifestation of the Pan-Africanist drive for unity, self-determination, freedom, progress, and collective prosperity pursued under Pan-Africanism. Its aim and philosophy are clear: an integrated and prosperous Africa at peace with itself and with the world, an Africa whose development is driven by its own citizens and which is a significant player on the world stage. Is that what Apostle Kojo Safo's philosophy is? How interesting that it is in tandem with what Africa says it is thinking about. Incidentally, this is why I see the similarity of the Apostle Engineer Dr. Kojo Safo's vision coinciding with what the AU envisions. But while Apostle Engineer Dr. Kojo Safo has created a mission for his vision, the AU relies on the goodwill of the African peoples and the generosity of the development partners to want to achieve the lofty aims of Agenda 2063. Just note the theme for this year's exhibition: Uniting Africa for Development, Transforming the Frontiers of Science and Technology to Build the Future of Our Continent. Whilst a Ghanaian, he is thinking about the development of Ghana and Africa, the development of our continent. Yes, for about 35 years now, the Apostle has shown that Africa can be united for development and can effectively build the future of the continent through shifting the frontiers of science and technology. He has been unrepentant in his call for demonstrating that, after all, quote, Nkrumah, after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs, unquote. He has been relentless in innovation. He demonstrates that African needs could be achieved through domestic mobilization, domestic production, and most importantly, through indigenous science and technology. As I indicated, I've always been part of this for the past 35 years. And there was a time, most of the distributions, I was giving the monies to be distributed to the poor. I remember when I went back, my friends were telling me, and they're now also near Anusupa. But this man has been that generous, that innovative, that looking ahead, stubbornly thinking about how Africa can be developed through our own hands. He has been able to produce almost everything, from pins, paper clips, cars, tractors, excavators, televisions, to helicopters, from fertilizers, vaccines for domestic animals, to medications for various ailments. Now let me tell you, you saw I couldn't walk properly and I was jerky. I wasn't practicing any future dance. I was very unwell. And when Apostle heard of it, he just instructed that some herbal medication should be brought to me. And I'm now up. Please give thanks to Apostle for me. And he does all this through his inventive mind, encapsulated in an insatiable, unpardonably stubborn, can-do spirit. Do not be surprised at the creation of the artificial lake near Obuasi. If I didn't know this, and anybody told me what is happening there, I wouldn't have believed it. Because I remember he telling me that he was going to have a big artificial lake. And I said, oh, Papa. That's how I call him anyway. The place is a patchy area with a small stream that dries up before the Harmattan. And he was going to really dam this river. Those of you who know the place, it's now a huge man-made lake with all kinds of fish in it, all kinds. Another time I visited him, he was telling me he was going to bring fish from the sea and put them in there. I said, Papa, this one, they won't survive. No, I told him, Papa, this one, they won't survive. Because the little, stupid science we were taught in school shows that, from the sea to the fresh water. But go there and see. He was inviting me there some time ago, and I couldn't. I said, and they survived. So those things we have always been taught as science given, this one puts them into experiment and realizes that something can. But after all, that is science. Today, as I said, canoes crisscross this lake, and it's surrounded by thick forest. And yes, again, he was always looking for species to go and plant there. And it's now a forest. I need not bore you with the achievements in the fields of science, innovation, inventions, and technology. We are all witnesses to his yearly exhibitions, none of which is repeated any year. He doesn't repeat them. He's a proud recipient of several national and international awards. One of the ones I was proud of him, the late Dr. Soboti and myself, were so proud when he won the first UNIDO Award, United Nations Industrial Development Organization Award, Corn Husker and other things that he represented. Here is a man from Africa, he won the UNIDO Award. What is his call? Apostle Kojo Safo's calling on Africa is to wake up and see his vision. Apostle is calling on Africa to realize that what Africa needs, what Africa wants, and what Africa needs to do cannot be in the hands of some benevolent foreigner. I think His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo reiterated that. But then what are the African leaders themselves doing? Africans can change Africa. Africans can recraft the contours of Africa's development through indigenous ingenuity. And he is a veritable example of that indigenous ingenuity. African governments are continually signing agreements with foreign governments and companies with such easy terms that the Africa is never able to extricate himself from the clutches of neocolonialism. Like bolt and nuts, we are stuck to their apron strings and are locked up in a debt trap. With a pervasive balance of payment deficits, a yawning export-import gap, and intractable fiscal deficits, Africa seems perpetually imprisoned in the doldrums of stagnation, decline, and decay. Apostle is calling for attention on indigenous efforts. How many hundreds of thousands of dollars do we not waste on our parliamentarians as car loans to buy SUVs? If some of them are here, I want a private member's motion. I said it here some time back. I want a private member's motion that will decree. Well, let me use the decree loosely. That every 4 years, the loans they are giving, they must buy on Antifo from Papa. A private member's motion to patronize made in Ghana goods, especially those SUVs that they have. I think on Antifo was since 25 years ago, right? Some years back. And it is still there. The first one Papa made is still there being used. Strong one. Very strong. So our parliamentarians can have this for the rest of their lives. Instead of, I didn't say anything. If they are fighting over this, I'll join them in parliament. I'll throw better blows. How much more do we not spend on president's fleets, most of which are stolen, when and anytime there is a change of government? The presidential fleet, we import them, SUVs, Mercedes. As soon as there is a change of government, 90% of them are stolen. How many more do we not spend on ministers, MMMDCEs? When has a minister from Korea or Italy imported any car from Africa? Is it not a shame that we import cars as weak as Mahindra? For our security services, I saw one being driven by a prison officer. I took the number, I've forgotten the number now. And the smoke that was coming from the car, I think the man driving itself is more a prisoner than the prisoners. VW and others are here to assemble cars. Oh, why wouldn't we at least make them team up with Apostle as the Czech government did with Skoda? I remember Skoda very well because I was the president of the Soviet-trained Ghanaian graduates association, and our doctors were calling for cars. The government imported more than 120 Skodas that time for our doctors. Apostle is here now. So our doctors, when they are agitating, why don't we order from him? Rather, we are the VWs and what they are seeing the success of Apostle, and that's why they are coming, and they are coming to sign those agreements, so that we will be buying VWs instead of buying Kantanka. Last year, Kantanka donated to the military a pickup truck. It was not the first time that he was doing this to the military. On other occasions, he had done same to the Ghana Police Service. These vehicles are of no inferior quality to the ones governments import and proudly and loudly donate to these services. On Friday, that's next tomorrow, Kantanka will be displaying military security vehicles and other equipment. It is my belief that the generals who have always had and will always have the time and the opportunity to view and or inspect them will not only admire them, but also ask government to contract Kantanka to produce them. I mean the military vehicles, also for the allied services. I've visited Ethiopia several times for research, security issues. I can tell you on authority that Ethiopia virtually does not import anything military. All their military accoutrement, everything the military is in Ethiopia is produced in Ethiopia. We can do it here. Kantanka can give us almost everything that we want because there is no war effort as such now, but our training needs, I think Kantanka can do it. If Africa is to achieve any of the milestones set under Agenda 2063, then the time is now to listen to the voices of such persons, such indigenous innovators, such patriots as Apostle Engineer Kojo Safu Kantanka. They need, and Apostle Engineer Dr. Kojo Safu Kantanka needs to be assisted and supported. The Apostle Engineer Dr. Kojo Safu Kantanka, the innovator, philosopher, and inventor, is saying to you, African governments, and I'm saying this as if he's put it in my mouth. He's saying, one, Africa has what it takes to develop resources, men and women, above all, the brain. Two, African inventions are as good as any inventions elsewhere. Three, Africa products must be patronized by Africans. Governments must lead the effort. The solution to Africa's development deficit, four, lies in innovation in science and technology, baked in the African furnaces. 5, though Africa remains a continent with crisis, there is no crisis of dynamism, of innovative ideas, and of optimism in Africa. What we need is pioneering inventiveness and political courage. Chairman, the development direction of every country is first and foremost a political decision. Support the Star of Africa to transform the frontiers of science and technology and to build the future of our continent. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm most grateful for your attention. Thank you.
And now, let's welcome the leader of the Christo Asafo Mission of Ghana, Nana Kwadwo Safo Akofuna.
I showed about my father. I almost told the guys who are in charge of the production that I mean, if you have a father, or let me just move from the son-father relationship and go straight to a Ghanaian, a man. If you have someone, the part even killed me before was when they showed a particular message that he had been preaching for decades. I mean, there's nothing new that he's saying. Wow. The question is, the message that he's sending across, has it been accepted? How are we embracing the whole Kantanka philosophy and idea? I, for one, I keep telling the team that I work with, we will do everything in our power. As he said, "Yankwa yen to me enye, sebe yesika a yewo aim to me sesa oman ni na shebre. Ajiye na yeka yehu ebum." At times when I have speeches that I have to read, and I look at nyoma ewo forman kasa, ene ema ne kan no and so Sebio ya na ya kroche ediagu Sebio yi krata so. Inti kwan bia no mekan kakra. Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, he called a few days ago that he couldn't make it. Dr. Vladimir Enchidanso, my little big father, everything, brother. And you dance super say, I want me post the call from Batoboa. He's my father. He's one of the people that I look up to a lot. Emeritus Professor, Apostle Dr. Engineer Kwadwo Safo. I cannot mention your name and stand. Papa, we won't say Edimao. Beginning of all greatness, we see here today the founder of Christo Asafo Mission, the chairman of the Kantanka Group of Companies and pioneer of a new African age. I salute you, sir. Heads of government and representatives gathered here, members of parliament, chiefs and traditional custodians of the land, invited dignitaries, church heads, man, yeah, ma, the media, all protocol duly observed. Joy doesn't begin to explain the feeling when I think of this historic future that we are building here today. It has been far delayed, yet could not come at a much better time than 2021. As Africa slowly returns to economic productivity following the wake of COVID-19 last year, a new era is here for its countries to make a stance. How reliant are we willing to be a continent? As nationalism, or simply put, my country first, grows on the global scale in the scramble for COVID-19 vaccines and knowledge sharing and the struggle for military economic supremacy, how long would we continue to abandon tomorrow's investments, the innovative minds and tech giants Africa has? Can the best solutions to our internal problems really be ones borrowed from the outside? I remember one of the things my father said when he was speaking. Obi ya den opamo obi firi ukrom no de ade papa e de bro. Sabi o pa de bia sura. Can the best solutions be from the borrowed ones from outside? Were we blessed with all these natural resources only to beg for alms from the West? These are questions upon which the Tech Expo was built. The Christo Association of Ghana and its founder, Emeritus Professor, Apostle Dr. Engineer Kwadwo Safo, have always believed in the potential of Africans for a greater good. The wildest scientific prowess of the so-called developed world are possible here too. It is the very concept for which Apostle Safo, an unconventional preacher from the makes of it, has made so much sacrifices, personally and financially. Afi say yesi afi bi wo hono na ye disika ahye abodie mu nyansape emu a eye afi. The world has never seen the likes of it, but it is the head preacher was virtually penniless. Many Ghanaians grew up with annual mental images of exhibition show, bags of corn, machines of all types, and an exuberant Apostle Safo always echoing the Pan-African agenda. Yet, his wisdom was often left unheeded, like proverbial voice of wilderness. His efforts had not been in vain, though, as a new fire has been sparkled for a change. For a new generation emerging at the time, a vital message had been delivered. The step gradually informed young generation across the nation that it was possible and still is. 1 year became 2. The tech show grew into a decade, then another. Every year meant something new for Apostle Safo and the Christo Association of Ghana. He researched into applied science, herbal medicine, and practical technology. When the world was still behind on artificial intelligence, Apostle Safo had been experimenting on machines with feelings. And what if televisions had stimuli responding to human touch? The aim of modern inventions is to give machines as much as human touch and reasoning as possible. Billions of dollars are being spent globally on the possibility of giving machines emotions response and whether that could be better for mankind. As the times evolved, so did the technology of the annual Agri Show, and so did the exhibition itself. We have seen our fair share of a church and pioneer of United Tech for Development. We have survived 50 years as a mission and 41 years of exhibition by remaining relevant, daring to defy the status quo, and keeping staunch our belief in the virtue of black excellence and emancipation. The annual Christo Safo Agriculture and Tech Exhibition show has now evolved into the Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo, opening our doors to brains across Africa, willing to make change on the continent through the impact of technology. This is the Christo Association of Ghana. This is Kantanka, and this is going to be an expo to remember. I promise you the best of experiences as you cruise through the 3 days of this maiden event. Expect groundbreaking innovations on sustainable technology. Get ready to experience refreshing discoveries in the field of green energy. Most of you are not particularly fond of the recent surges in fuel prices. I know. That's fuel boy at Papa. Well, our solution might not interest you and your family alone, but the entire world. You could save up, move about more efficiently, keep yourself healthier in the process. It is definitely a showcase and presentation on its same platform that you would not want to miss. Kantanka understands the times in Africa's handicap in the war against climate change. The UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has currently identified the continent as the most vulnerable in that sector. Unfortunately, most of us think global warming and climate change are fancy English names. Aberobia Michelle Nimribi, Nobusa Mr. Global warming, we are see a Ayashi and I say, everybody. Onim na secretary, onim may be free. However, we are more likely to suffer its effects, as Ghana and parts of Africa are agrarian economies. We depend heavily on the weather, and bad weather is not great for crop yield. This can lead to food insecurity, which is a great threat to survival of mankind, especially those of us in Africa. Smart farming and other sustainable agro-technology are the way forward. And we cannot wait to share some of Ghana's great homemade solutions with you. Our very own Ho Technical University are participating in this year's expo with quite an interesting agricultural innovation. I have no doubt they will change your life for the better as Kantanka goes green to ensure a better continent and world. Finally, this expo will feature some of the finest artificial intelligence and advanced technologies that this continent has got to offer. Look out for switch dynamics and more brainy youngsters working hard and coding Africa to a new age. We have worked so hard to provide you with the ultimate experience these 3 days, as we integrate culture and technology to give you the best of Africa. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in giving a special standing ovation to the man who began it all, our timeless man of the moment, here at Kantanka, Emeritus Professor Dr. Engineer Kwadwo Safo. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. I am sure Apostle is proud of his legacy. We all are. Permit me to end this speech with the words of Ghana's great founding fathers who wrote in the often forgotten third stanza of the national anthem, "Raise high the flag of Ghana, and one with Africa advance. Black star of hope and honor to all those who thirst for liberty. Where the banner of Ghana freely flies, may the way of freedom truly lie. Arise, arise, O sons of Ghana land, and under God march on forevermore. It is indeed a great time to unite Africa for development, transforming the frontiers of science and technology to build the future of our continent." Do relax and enjoy the rest of the program. Whilst Professor Nchidanso was speaking, he mentioned about the government purchasing Kantanka vehicles. I cannot stand here and say they haven't so far. NIA, National Identification Authority for Air Forestry, Trade Ministry, Honorable Alan Tremantain, and then Crawford, Omoye, Ejumakesi, Edita, Yachi. Other agencies in government, MMDAs, municipal districts, any other government agencies are Omato Kantanka, Yemfidi. The recent one on Ansinkra, Yakoya, Yakoda, Ekoye delivery, almost 87 pickups are Ombato Eddie Free, NIA, Yemfan Sembo, Edema Abino. Eko say, Nasante for Yawadibia, Yeka. So obeche adia ni da wase si ebinye den. Thank you.
Technological Africa, bringing together Africa. Africa, Africa, Kantanka, Africa, the sound of Africa, Africa.
Once again, applause for our CEO, Nana Kwejo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to usher us into the future provided by Kantanka, special presentations starting with Swift Dynamics, Robotics.
To design and develop social robots that can assist persons with disabilities. The robot operating system. Clabby is powered by Swift Dynamics Robot Operating System. David Nyanko is going to throw more light on it. Let us have a view of this video. What Kobe comes to stage? The making of Clabby.
Hello. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Millicent. So, as she said, Clabby is a social robot, and this is the process in making of Clabby. Clabby is made of wood, as you can see from the carpentry shop. We moved Clabby to the spraying site for it to have that glossy spray on it. And after the spraying was done by the sprayer, we move on with the assembling of the electronic parts. That was done by our team, which was led by Clark Charles Dankwa, who leads electronics on our team. Clubby, as a social robot, as she said, for every social robot, it needs to have an operating system. And for the operating system that Clubby runs on, it's one that we developed our own at Swift Dynamics from scratch. And as you can see, we are having the motion track feature, which is on Clubby. It follows you on every path that you move in front of it, as it's showing on the screen. Okay, so let me move in depth with some of the features that is on the Clubby robot operating system. Starting with, Clubby is inbuilt with a touch control panel. And this allows you to control Clubby manually by yourself by touching its touch screen, as you can see on the screen. And then also on the Clubby robot operating system is a pre-installed Akofna Edinkra hero game. As you can see with a dynamic symbol, we a first try and a test of the Edinkra hero game running on the operating system on which Clubby is moving on. Also is the data logger feature for wireless temperature sensing. In the period of COVID-19, we had to import numerous of thermometer guns for the fight against COVID-19. We looked at this feature, and then we had to embed it onto Clubby for a wireless temperature sensing feature, where once you stand in front of it, it gets you the wireless temperature that it's looking into Clubby's eyes have, and gives you an animation of it as we are seeing on the screen. And a higher temperature with that matches a COVID-19 case will turn the reading to red. Also on the Clubby robot operating system is a face recognition for security purposes. And as we can see on the screen, Clubby is so much advanced that it can even move to a 99% of detection accuracy to tell the difference between whoever is in the database of Clubby. After the presentation, I think Clubby is having images of some of the dignitaries here in its database, and it will also be shown to us all. Also on the robot operating system, which is ROSE, is the writing pad, which allows for studies. People that wants to use Clubby for studies and all other things, the writing feature allows you to write whatever you want to write onto it. Let's not look at it as just a small display, but the possibilities that we can expand these particular features that we are displaying onto Clubby here. Okay, so also on the same robot operating system, it allows for IoT empowerment. This particular IoT feature allows you to control any device of yours from anywhere in the world once you have access to internet connection. And we can, as you can see from the screen, it's not just controlling the device, but it fetches you with live data from your home and even from your office per where you install the Clubby robot operating system. You don't need the full robot in your office or home. All you need is for the operating system to be run onto a device that we serve you once you want to have the robot operating system moving. And we can see a beautiful UI of this particular feature. Also on the robot operating system, it's a gesture control feature, which allows you to use your hand with some gesture features to control whatever you want to control, whatever device you have in your room. As you are seeing, once you open your 5 fingers, it shows the help panel. And with English and then our local dialect, showing that help, and then it shows you directly how you can use this particular software feature on Clubby. Okay, and with the facial recognition feature, I would like to talk about it more. Here, we have these criminal situations that happened. What if the whole countries, as we are moving to one Ghana card, try to train a model where all the citizens of the country is being trained with the Clubby robot operating system. Once someone gets wanted or anything, with the security cameras around the whole country and all that, we can just get the face recognition of the person and immediately sends a GPS location or anything to the military or even the police service, where tracking becomes very easy and fast. That is a wonderful feature that Clubby Robot Operating System can also offer. Okay, so before I leave on stage, I would like us to have a few of some of the features that is on Clubby, as she just mentioned, that Clubby is a social robot.
Sometimes alone in the evening, I look outside my window at the shattering night. I hear the sounds of distant crying, the darkness multiplying, the weary hearts deny. All I feel is my heartbeat, beating like a drum, beating with confusion.
Swift Dynamics, a great smile is our way. This is Clubby, and this is Swift Dynamics. Thank you.
That was the first phase of the future. And for the second today, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, smart farming, agriculture, Ho Technical University. Let's give it up for them.
I have to test it because of my afro. All right, professors, all protocol observed, good evening. I am representing Ho Technical University, and we want to talk about the future with farming. One professor told me that your health is your passport, because you have to know what you eat, when you eat, and where you eat. Research has shown that if you consume any food, it takes like 6 to 8 hours for it to go through the system. Any time lesser than this means that the food is either poisoned or has something that your system doesn't like. So you have to visit whatever you want to visit. With our idea, we want to tell the world that your health is your passport. Now let's see what Ho Technical University, our smart farm, is made up of. Now, the current census that was conducted shows that population is increasing. If you can recall, we have about 30.08 or 30.80 population in Ghana now. But our land remains constant. So something should be done about this. The best way to go is sustainable agriculture. This sustainable idea already started, but we couldn't hold on to it. If you go to Israel, because of scarcity of land, they have turned all spaces into farming. It can be corners of your house, it can be your backyard, but the most significant one is the rooftop farming, where every roof in Israel has a farm. Our idea has enhanced Israel's idea of farming by adding key innovations to the technology. Now, the sustainable way from H2U, we have built a system where all kinds of crops that you want to grow, you can monitor it. Be it the pH, be it the temperature, be it the light, because there are key elements that plants require before they can produce or they can do well. We have incorporated all the key elements that plants require in order to perform into our system. So now, if you have any space at home, whether you are a government worker or protocols to all government workers, you can still farm. You can go into the artificial way. Now, our system comes with the innovation, a software which we call the Smart Farm. So even if you are outside Ghana, you can still monitor what is going on in your farm. That is the interface. Our Smart Farm, that is the app. If you download it onto your laptop or on your phone, which is free on Play Store or App Store, it gives you a live chat. The innovation is that you can be talking with your farm. That is how wonderful our system is. So if you are here and you want to give a command that your farm needs water, first of all, our system is going to call you. The system will call you that the plants are stressed out, they need water. If it calls you once, that means that it has been able to perform the task of supplying water or fertilizer or detecting a disease that is coming onto your farm. But if it calls you and then texts you, that means that there is something wrong with whether your water is short or there's no water, or there is an element in the farm that the system cannot control. That means that it's calling you and then it is texting you at the same time. Somebody may ask, what about those who do not use phone or those who cannot read text messages? Yes, we have made provisions for it in our system. Now let's look at the innovation aspect of it. The key issues that we are solving is that our system, from here you can move to our desk and then we will display. We will take all your numbers and the system will call you. So you save your farm, the number as my farm. So anytime you hear a call coming from your farm, it means that there is something that is happening on your farm and you need to attend to it. Let's not forget that we are saying that all government workers, no matter where you are, you can still go into farming, the sustainable way. The last aspect, or the key issues and then the key innovation of our idea, is that the youth are running away from farming and population is increasing. We need to feed. So with this technology, we are inviting all the youth. If you can recall, back in the early 1972, most of us were not born, General Ignatius Kutu brought the idea of Operation Feed Yourself. Then recently, our president launched back in 2017 that we are planting for food and jobs. So with this smart farm, we believe that whatever you plant, you can still monitor it. If it is pest, if it's diseases, outbreak, if it is even pH levels, that is acidity or alkalinity of your soil, the system is going to trigger a call to you so that you can really monitor your crop. This is what we offer. We all ask you to move to our desk and then we'll do a demonstration for you. Thank you.
You okay? You need a minute? Cool. Okay. Listen up, people. I know a thing or two about extinction. And let me tell you, and you'd kind of think this would be obvious, going extinct is a bad thing. And driving yourselves extinct? In 70 million years, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. At least we had an asteroid. What's your excuse? You're headed for a climate disaster, and yet every year governments spend hundreds of billions of public funds on fossil fuel subsidies. Imagine if we had spent hundreds of billions per year subsidizing giant meteors. That's what you're doing right now. Think of all the other things you could do with that money. Around the world, people are living in poverty. Don't you think helping them would make more sense than, I don't know, paying for the demise of your entire species? Let me be real for a second. You've got a huge opportunity right now. As you rebuild your economies and bounce back from this pandemic, this is humanity's big chance. So here's my wild idea. Don't choose extinction. Save your species before it's too late. It's time for you humans to stop making excuses and start making changes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Akusi Ejesafo. I would say an adopted son of Apostle Professor Engineer Kujo Safo. I am presenting on green energy and climate change technology developed by Apostle Engineer Kujo Safo Kantanka. It was about 5-7 years ago when Papa called a team to decide on the need of a new source of fuel that can be used in the next future of the world. And we all know that climate change and global warming is something that is a thing of today that we are all considering to make a change. And therefore, hitherto, Papa had decided fuel prices will increase. At the same time, we all know that fossil or like petrol, diesel, when it burns, produces CO2, that is carbon dioxide. And this CO2 is what is causing global warming, climate change issues in our world. And so the UN in this year decided at a COP26 that they are no more going to subsidize fossil fuel. Then Papa has started his journey on providing a new source of fuel that is cheap, at the same time, environmentally friendly. So, first, that climate change is causing a lot of havoc to our world, and therefore, lakes will dry, and when lakes dry,
by human activities,
a lot of things are going to happen to our world. And as the UN videos that was shown to us here said, there's going to be an extinction of our human race. So, when he called the team, he told us, has found a way. And he has said, no, and said, Odinsuo, ebe fuel, ama ewiase. Na se insuo ni ye fuel dia, ewiase be fuel, ama ye insu petrol and diesel biom. Said be na carbon dioxide eba with fuel no combustion no enkoso biom. So he developed this technology. This uses water. He went further to tell the team, say, insuo be ho be kwa atwe, because water could be a scarce commodity in the next. So fresh water cannot be used for as a source of fuel to generate energy for our world. After several years of research, listen to me, this is what Papa has brought to the world. Papa says, or say, in so we are say a song, not a sunchada, the sea apple. And we have the Atlantic Ocean to our disposal as Africans. And so we can utilize the Atlantic Ocean anytime as a source of fuel. And so you can see, just this year, Papa put a team together. No catch and say, or the Ebunsuo ever be a reason for the next world ahead of us. Thank you. So, we went on the research, being led by himself and the CEO and a team of scientists. And this, as we all know from our science, hydrogen burns to produce water and not carbon dioxide. And so when we use this hydrogen from the seawater, all what you need is that Uko filling station in the next world to come, in 2, 3, 5 years, Uko filling station unkobu petrol biom, unkobu diesel biom, okwa na ye insto the GAC water and about person the baby as in the next world. Now go come and I did you also use to be no dey go. Now a power I did also the. This is brilliant from the greatest man and the most horrific inventor in our world. And his idea is that poor war identity. A liter is about 6 point something. In the next years, no. So if a gallon of fuel is like 26 Ghana cedis now, it should be about 6 cedis in the next 5 or 10 years to come. And when this seawater is utilized, as we all know, when hydrogen burns, it forms water, and therefore climate change can be stopped. So today, Papa has introduced to us and the whole world that we can stop climate change. Climate change and technology is not a thing of the Western world or the Eastern world. This is a demonstration of the fact that Africans can contribute to solving the issues of climate change and global warming. So, like my CEO has told me, it's a secret. We have 2 important secrets that we did not show today. One is from the military, and one is the hydrogen or seawater powered generator that can be used in our homes, produced by Kantanka. And this generator, Otra, Udi Epunso Lebego, na Aye Juma, na Uyusu. Udi Epunso, 1 gallon Kwaguma, it can take you for about 3 or 4 days. This is the future. And this is where we must go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And a hand of applause to the great man, Apostle Engineer, Yusuf Kantanka. On Friday, you will all be here again, and we will see this great invention that has been brought to birth by the great man, Kantanka. Thank you for listening to me. My name is once again Dr. Kosije Safo. Thank you.
A policeman escorting a bullion van was shot
and killed, and 1 other person in a bullion van attack.
Kantanka Automobile Company Limited on the possibility of manufacturing vans
for the past 3 years. Kantanka Automobile, our tech exhibitions, we've been constantly exhibiting military and the defense vehicles, just to let people know that the company has the intention of diving into that area.
Medase. I love the video they showed before this presentation about the security armor stroke bullion van. How you feel? Oba asore fifie, and I'm saying was uniform. A boy a home into a corjuma, wamba, sebu, nipa bonefo, a shana a quaimu, Anna what to two at Diabono. And I'm saying, Sebia, Yenisika, a year, Yasra for able to mediacra, and Yama a year, and a biojide, never briaba, a year specifications being Mufrebi C+4, C+, then, you know. But all these specifications, you know, are tied to the kind of caliber of weapon, Nipano, Ukra. So, Obikra, to say AK-47, and you are holding something around C+4, trust me, any close range fire weapon need to know, it will kill you. Anyone who cry any weapon above 9mm, from 45 caliber, 40 caliber, it could be to AK standard Nibiano, it will run through your vehicle at very close proximity. Where you say, Oba, if ye na wamba, na oko, mwa, ya say, Sebio, washene nkwa, and nam, nipa bone for enti. Damu yina mas semome, akwenya, me bebeda, a fidie a war. Screen issue, a san esi, a year menchain ewaha. Security has been a passion project of my father for the last 2 years and was in the works way before the rise of bullion van robberies during the half of this year. We have been labeled all kinds of names for pursuing security and tech industriousness as a church and group of companies. But as is true with health, when it comes to security, prevention is always better than cure. This has been our age-long motivation for experimentation in military tech, such as missiles, weaponry, and even futuristic exoskeletons. Every life matters, and we would continue to push the agenda in the Christopher mission of Ghana. If evil will not stop lurking, we would surely pray as a church and take our domestic steps, but we will prepare too for all, including the state. The Kantanka Okofo armored personnel carrier is designed specifically for security escorts who are often left vulnerable during their quest of protection, especially in the heat of combating unscrupulous personnel or enemy territory. The vehicle is fully bulletproof, including glass areas and tires, and can accomplish wonderful speeds, guaranteeing both mobility and protection for those who often put their lives on the line for us, including the Ghana police and military. It has been made through a careful blend of love for luxury, security, and Africa's own heritage. Our innovative armoring technology at Kantanka has equipped the vehicle to withstand potential breaches and security threats of all kinds. In terms of exterior, it has a beautiful painting design to depict a robust vehicle, which it is. After months of research and deliberate craftsmanship, it has enforced galvanized steel for its walls, floor, ceiling, and doors. The steel is intentionally hardened to increase its bullet resistance by heat treatment, as well as adding high level of chromium and nickel during the forging process. Thank you very much.
Drew ho. And Sankasiura, and in some poro. We be ya to home. Mekana ma bufu, ubuamfu, me bibini. Saunsu jitum se we bibini. Now beye abodi nyansa pemu hwehwemua. Anka obepema sempa. Sense Messia on Messia wonkom. Ya na masaso na mo amonko bomoni akonhoma. Na afa so obatana ha. So pegana wani beji so we ganani. Ano manwa ankora na ye ni nyina no ye ne anso ye sa ta o mochi ye pesa bibi man aye e bibi man ye nso obi ase o nyanso woni ho akoka ana akoya te se obi krom kasa no utime ka na uchi ho na ya ode na mse kojo kobi na wo fa ha na mse me mfa ha na wani age na mom de wotumi ye no de wotumi ye ama ne krom ye fe no de wonu wotumi ye no wotumi ka jam se me toso miensa me toso miensa mpo me na medical na wanso o ka asem a wogana me ka se wo news what to say we are third world so TV nam tu han medumi alantina me TV chrome no wodi chrome awo ho awo ni me ha no ka kire me say me toso me nsama no e say enoma otimi ye no me ntimi nye kaya ko do be yi no ha sisi e ya dia hwente taso ya bomtuo na bo ne de fofra taso ya bomtuo na bo ne de fofra taso ya bomtuo na bo ya de fofra taso no bomtuo amo am se mfa wo hihye samia me beye bewa me bebem na honam ni se ni nyina me de anwea ahihye ho ni nyina ama ye ma sa de me hwehwewi asa ahihye okra ne body ye no ahaya aye eno man hwehwemu true experiment eni sa menkwa ana broni ni fini krom ho ana obetumi ha asa okopo obi ochechere no mase we de menka kakra bi na memfe ntwa mu se nyam nsere meko embassy bi ho me de kojo no eko amana ni se omunko sua de midru ya no ano mbisa me se ade ya kasa ani meka no wo ka na brofo na me so be kan se mente ina ko fa obi a oyi nsama no interpreter ani obi sam se ade ya kasa me so be ka twi ani obi sam se na we no me de omko abrochire ho a ade ade no omko ye
And I'm sure catching some country, the Obisam 7 say. One more British, I didn't know me. I say, was I beside me, Bio? And I'm a catcher and say, ah, the American, who can hear children? I say, I. Now for Bissam say, Yakoha, Yaquade. And I'm saying, Yakoha, Yakoviram Pentua, Pentua, Yakovira. Nina to Mecano, Madame Sana me say, because you're Pentua. And will be sir, do ye in some interpreter? Sir, may Mrs. say, not because Viram to what kind of brofoot I know. I want to cut and so on. Can't so on, Colombo at a fofro. Not a fofro, no, me quiet beside them, Colano. And I'm the secretary. I can't hold quiet. Festus. And to acquire no who's a mabano. I know my fair Festus. Sir, or no mra. Okay, no business at me, baby, Anna. I know, say I was a mamma from my hat. Mamma from I'm not doing it. Oh, wait. I will buy a material the transia. I check an anyway. A body and sapemum fishemono, your funny free yenia, your chromoha. Yania, your net here. And so biba, na casasa noa. Maybe son say, Cassani dear, ya come. Nakani. And I offer Yanwa. Now the acquaintance say, not the acquaintance in the cat there. Nakasa would be bay. What the ya, any ye? If sir, I was a wee or be seeing not the children no more. Me, Monsieur Free, there was my meme, and in young couple. And to make a say, oh, call him school, Mr. McConnell. Ah, and now by and I'm saying, Nassau by men can't just have a camera broth. What can broth from my wedding? No more than the chrome casa can't dear met to me. And I pen so I catch him say, men from the chrome casa and ya dear mount me the bay. And to men pepper na mean to me yet. Man, no, and I'm dead chief woman. What bra matching? And we are fine, fitter. The Osman man, I catch him say, call me animal a draw blossom. Nako you won't free one more how. That's so much here. And no bra winnie hall. Na a baby man and sacrae a bell. When near there, me the baby, I say. Ananya me ama minyansa sa me koya de no na me da na me sore a mfa we nso ha mun na mo na me obi ebisa mo nso mun ka se onso ohunu tumiye honhom ewo mu can do sport ana da bia de kwa ne do obi kasa osra ne aboyansam afi bedu na kroni da ho te saa Mopa Muntia me Namumian Sasa and Sakraya Wimu Number who say, Yammy and Hokran and Yami Pen Fienum Number who dear Ghana, Abbey Patri, 20 or 2, also I also want to so, or also so want to so. Where's when you say, and so I am you more who say Apple and Chinum 19 neighbor woman. Your true film, and will waha. You bet to me, I hear. Oh, men can be brew, made the moose. Na mama Cobomonia con Humana Moba. ɛhɔ na abɛka sɛ ampa papa wei wɔyɛ biribi menyɛ buroni nyɛ buroni nso na maa madwene no na sɛ wɔsɛ buroni bɛtumi akyerɛ wade ama ɔhu a ɔde ɛkɔpɛ sɔni ne diagram no na hwɛ mu nanso yɛ ebi pɛpɛɛpɛ sɛ bɛyɛ adwuma sɛ deɛ ɛkyerɛ mu dɛ yɛ a sɔni tv kɔyɛ nsaa na daawaba no wobɛtom so bɔ na sɛ no ɛnyɛ adwumadeɛ a ɛnɛ no hu sɛ adeɛ biara a wode bɛkyerɛ wo biara no ɔnkyerɛ wo papa nti momma yɛn abibifoɔ yɛadwene no a ɛyɛ wowo sɛ so ankɔtena obi man so a wokɔpɛ adwuma koraa no a yɛmfa wo yɛpɛ ɔman no yiedie sɛ woyɛ neɛra yɛbɛnyɛ yɛfa ahodie ne yɛdi so na akɔ a na wode agya wo ba na aba de agya wo ba afei bɛyɛ kakra no yɛbɔ Ghana din a na obiara ho popo anuanom mede mu si ha na mɛfrɛ akofena a ɔdi nkan nyɛ akofena a ɔtɔ so mmienu wɔpa akɔ baabiara ndɛkeka sɛ yɛn kɔtɔkɔfoɔ me na meyɛ kɔtɔkɔfoɔ hene ɛyɛ wiase nyinaa na wɔabisa sɛ na hwan ne akofena no na ɔnkyerɛ wo nti mpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ akofena adwuma nti mebɛfrɛ no na ɔno abɛdi mo anim na moakɔhwɛ saa nneɔma no nyinaa moba a ebi a na metwa ntorɔ ebi nso a na meka nokorɛ mede ɛfrɛ m sɛ medɔ me ma ɛtu mpanyinfoɔ a mobaeɛ nyinaa mo akɔ aba meda mo ase ma no asi na na akɔfena bra na ɛbɛfa wɔ mokɔ na ɔmo nkɔhwɛ mede mo ase oo mede mo ase
Take a look at Kantanka, lifting the hope of Africa, proving to the world we are capable.
revolution is our time. Africans should be top tier. With the manifest and the soul loud. Oh yo, yeah, come bump. Some Joe, I need the power. And we stand so high and we stand so firm. Africa. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu.
Technology. Take a look at Kantanka, lifting the hope of Africa, proving to the world we are capable. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu.
Africa, India, mahali pakuwa, mahali pakuwa, mahali pakuwa. Africa ni nyumba ya uvumbuzi.
I'm Bentima Fin. I've been an advocate for Kantanka research, plant and medicine. So we basically deal with plant medicine. This is the Department of Plant Medicine and Herbal Research. Okay, so it's more with this department we go into plant medicine in different types. We have the decoction and also we have the distillate. So the distillate is simply a distillation process of plant extract. Okay. Then also we have the decoction. That is the cooking of the herbs in water. So this is immunolate. This is a plant-based extract that has been distilled to boost the immune system. Okay, so this is from Magnifera indica. That is what we popularly known as the neem leaves. This is also Kosamal. This is for malaria. This is a decoction, not a distillate. Okay, so this is Kosamal bitters. Then we have what we know as the hununkwa. This hununkwa is for blood tonic, okay, to actually give the blood flow. And so this is more or less like it was.
My name is Etiemu Ofekusi, and here I have a drink dispenser, and it is named after me, PSA Kwesi. It works with an inbuilt fridge with 3 slots of Quen. We have Fanta, we have cocktail and cola. So where and when you want the drink, that's where you are going to put the Quen. So you put the Quen on Fanta, then it will replace the cap, then you have your drink. Yeah, you can even put any drink that you want. You can even put, how do you call it? The local drinks like palm wine and stuff.
To send a notification to the caretaker of the blind person to make sure
this
to help
here
the
is a
caretaker
coconut
know
killer.
if
We use
the
it
blind
in
person
peeling
is missing
coconut.
or not.
So
if
virtually,
I feel lost,
I just hold this,
I
my
can press
nice
this
big one
button
here,
and then
I put my
my
coconut there,
caretaker is
and
going
then
to
there I
find
go.
the
I can easily
water,
peel my coconut.
water sensor
After that,
down there
I put
is
it
to
there,
help the
and then by
blind
this
person know
handle, and I
whether
press it
he
comes
or
out,
she is
and then
getting
opens
into
the
water
place
or
my
is
hole
close
over
to
there
water.
for me
It
to
is
take
going
my
to send
coconut.
a beep and
After
a
that,
notification
I can put
to
it
the
back
caretaker
and
for
crack the
him or her
coconut
to know
into
say
two, and
a
then I
patient
can
is
eat
in blind
whatever
water.
I have in the coconut. So that is my coconut pillar. This was designed by a student of Takran Technical University.
so say see me baha na say yemia no ebie do ne mamia mo mo baha no on say oba ne say on a normal car sa ahaya yemu nyina aye leather ana say plastic aye so the be ma comfort na ma omo car ni ne driver no apart from say be aside so anya hode but when aye kan nyina is made of metal all these ones are made of metal. So the baby protecting security personnel now. Then we know the car can say a 4 in the past 6. In the past 6 no, 2 and I say now another 2 now yenya another person obewo aha. And you say oko van nima aside we no there is one. So the security cameras and so protecting against you are very much aware that will be a woman you will change to any your one will see so when you use people the roof don't air better but interior get to now or more iron all the levels and the cushions are Obekaya na Apostle Professor Emeritus Kwadwo Safo Echeche mu no or the lecturer say or the nearman no title so when you see this one we and a year the first one omudi kan until where the thickness of the glasses are 3 layers and omudi it wasn't good enough to be a bulletproof material and after almost time to us so so this was the beginning and omubi omuba away until also her first one say ena etie unse ayam rekra nti we ena dinkai we ena etoaso ena we ena the third one and also omo ayeye nti so her third one na omo ayeye no ana wahwe unsai so this is the nature etie nti bullet no was able to just damage the surface but say enter car no pa e dey abane there it didn't get there nti say ena Kaya is the thickness of the glasses there will say ena etie.
Yes. So this is a drone. Probably it's a military drone. So it has a first kit, like first aid box over here. Which if you are in need of help of maybe medicine. So it will just bring you the medicine and you just open by itself. Open by itself. Right now, I can demonstrate it to you by. Okay, let me show you. So it has a first aid box by removing this one. You see it has open. Yes, this is how it is. So it can 8 feet, it can fly up to 500 meters.
So this is Swift Dynamics, and we have an amazing software and then things that we do here. So the first one is the gesture control program. So with the gesture control program, you just need to use your fingers to turn on lights, fan, or television. So without much ado, let me just demonstrate it so that you know how it is. Wow, so if I put my 5 hands in front of the screen, it's going to give me a help option. So with the help option, please can you please put your hands down? Okay. So can you please put Okay, so it gives me a health option. So with the first option, he said that use or for that baako ɛsɔ light and as ɛsɔ ɛfidie no ɛfa contact mmienu edum. So if I use my one hand here, so if I down inside, ever interfere.
So when I first invented one, we invented this type of cars. My enemy be brave. Yeah, cameras. We share my car. We share car. Be a funny for me. Very nice car. Open my door. We take it. We no wife. Car we yeah friend a Scorpion car. Who the way? We say nice car. More cars be brave. But we have back one. Me try to more business one. See, yeah, me demo call dia. Can you this one in China market? We're a Jeep Wrangler. Wow. We're a Jeep here. Wow. We are so happy here. Car here, but we are better to go here. We check how we are. Honestly, I can't be here. A funny part today. I check the family. No, I need no far back. We are a fan of great car. Great car. We are a funny family. This one, I can't be a man. I said, your mom and I are Moyano. It's a prototype. We have car be almost a peace goer. But when I asked about talking about your restaurant, let's have our never be officer of the court.
My name is Asante Da Costa and I'm from Takoradi Technical University. This product you see here is a phone charging system that will work when you insert a coin. So when you insert a 20 pesos coin, it will give you a time frame for you to charge your phone. So the more you insert the coin, the more you get the time to charge your phone. So let me insert 20 pesos coin. It will then give you 3 minutes to charge your phone. And when you have any phone that is an Android phone and you connect here, it will start charging for you. So when the 3 minutes gets finished, you have to insert another coin to get another 30. So the more you insert the coin, the more time you get to charge your phone. So basically, that is how this product works. Yes, it is basically used for commercial purposes. So we are now working on it. So we are now trying to find sponsors to invest in us so that we can produce it wholesale. This is an office lock. Let's say you have a locker in your room or an office. This it's a lock that uses a remote control. So when you want to unlock it, you press on the remote and then it will open for you. And when you want to lock it, you press on the same remote. So, and then it locks. So that is how this one too works. It uses a remote to control the locks in them. Yes, please. And this we have here is a solar-powered traffic system. So during the day, this solar panel will charge the system so that during the night, it will still be intact to work perfectly. Sometimes the power outages can cause some havoc on our roads. And this system is there to correct this havoc that will be caused by the power outage. This can work 24/7. It will not go off because it is powered by solar panels.